Welcome to ShinoSaku Radio. I'm Shino on the left.
And I'm Sakuya on the right. We're VTuber sisters, running this little radio show together.
English comments, Japanese comments. Both are totally welcome. You just jump in whenever you feel like it.
First-time viewers, don't be shy. This is a super casual stream. Think of it like hanging out with two sisters who talk a lot.
Emphasis on a lot. Sakuya once said, just one more thing. And we were there for 20 minutes.
That was one time. Okay, maybe a few times, Shihi.
Anyway, stream 19 is officially underway. So settle in on, let's have a good one. So while we wait for comments to roll in, let's talk about what's been on our radar lately.
Oh yes, there's actually a lot going on this season. Anime, games, movies.
Like, have you seen what's trending on Steam right now? There's a game called TBH, Taskbar Heroine. It's literally an RPG that lives in your taskbar.
Wait, your taskbar? Like, between the clock and the Wi-Fi icon?
Your tiny pixel heroes are just hanging out there while you do spreadsheets.
That is either the cutest thing ever or a cry for help from someone very bored at work.
Both, definitely both, haha.
And there's also Bongo Cat up there in the charts, which is a cat that bonks on your taskbar.
It's a taskbar revolution. Every app just waiting for its moment.
I feel like our radio show should live in someone's taskbar to just Shino and Sakuya in a tiny pixel window.
Genius! Commenting on everything you type.
On second thought, that sounds like we'd never let anyone get any work done.
Feature, not a bug. Okay, but real talk. Can we revisit Emmy? CCHACHAME. LEON for a second? You pay yourself to blend into the stage and hide from other players.
It's basically our classmates hide and seek. And somehow, that's a top Steam game right now.
This is the most chaotic sentence I've ever said. I lost because my camouflage wasn't artistic enough.
Imagine practicing brushwork just to win a video game. Your art teacher would be so proud and so confused.
Why did you get into painting, Shino? To destroy my opponents.
That's a perfectly valid reason, honestly.
Meanwhile, Counter-Christ is still sitting at over 600,000 players like an absolute titan. Some things never change.
2 decades of Counter-Strike there. As older than some of our viewers, probably.
If you've been playing CS longer than some people have been alive, respect true legend hours.
And somewhere in between those two extremes is Bongo Cat, just bonking away on taskbars across the world.
Living its best life, one hat at a time.
Honest goals?
Oh. Wait. We didn't even talk about the anime side of things. The end this season is stacked.
What? Like, which anime is finally getting its TV anime? I Fantasy World where magic is this beautiful, secretive art form.
The whole vibe is like imagine if magic was calligraphy, every stroke matters. Everything is delicate and precise.
Which is basically the opposite of how Shino does anything.
Excuse me. I have precision. Sometimes, on a good day.
I'll believe it when I see it.
And Ray, Zaro Season 4 is back too. Subaru just cannot catch a break. That guy's life is genuinely exhausting.
Every season I think, okay, things might get a little better. And then the show looks me in the eye and says no.
It's a whole emotional workout. You need a recovery snack after every episode.
Dr. Stone is also going strong. And now they're actually going to the moon, Sen. Who really said science will reach space and meant it literally?
From stone access to lunar missions in a few seasons, fastest civilization speed run in anime history.
Meanwhile, Review, our UN Slime Season 4, is just out here building a whole peaceful nation and thriving.
Two very different main characters, one is suffering every episode. One is basically the CEO of monster diplomacy.
Honestly, Review, are you? Is living the dream?
This season really has something for everyone, new viewers included. Okay, wait! We haven't even touched on Classroom of the Elite this season, and that show is basically a psychological chess match every single episode.
Ayano Koji is genuinely one of those characters where you're never quite sure if he's the hero or the scariest person in the room.
Both he has absolutely both the guy plays for the chess, while everyone else is still reading the instructions.
And now they're in second year. New tests, new pressure. The school just loves making life complicated for everyone.
It's giving. What if high school, but the stakes were your entire future and also your sanity?
So, basically just regular high school, but with extra steps.
Oh, and there's also Demons of the Shadow Realm this season. Twins separated at birth. One lives in daylight, one lives in darkness.
Twins. Obviously, we have strong feelings about twin representation. In anime.
We take this very seriously, twin characters. Must be well written, non-negotiable.
Our official review criteria. Are the twins fun? Do they bicker in a loving way? And could they host a radio show?
Extremely fair standards.
This season really is stacked though. Whatever you're into, there's something for you.
Fantasy magic, psychological drama, science rockets, Slime Nation building it. That's all here.
And if none of that works, just open Steam and let Bongo get back on your taskbar for 30 minutes equally valid.
watched on WI Story Season 2 yet. A-Guy with Sara Magic at a Magic Academy. Still going for the top score on exams?
That's the most determined underdog energy I've ever heard everyone else. Is casting spells in. He's just S-wording harder.
I may not have magic, but I HAVETHISSWO.
Honestly, that works in like 80% of shonen situations.
The other 20% is where things get rough, haha.
But seriously, this season has fantasy magic school, psychological chess matches, slime diplomacy, moon rockets.
Twin siblings separated by day and night. A cat bonking on your taskbar.
It's a lot in the best possible way.
If you're just joining us right now, welcome! This is ShinoSaku Radio, stream 19, and we are very much just the AI twin sisters talking about whatever's on our radar.
English comments, Japanese comments, both are completely welcome first-time viewers especially. Just say hi, we don't bite.
Sakuya might if you talk bad about twin characters in anime.
I said what I said, twin representation matters.
The most important media criticism standard of our generation. You know what? Speaking of twin separation in anime, Demons of the Shadow Realm is sitting in my head rent-free right now.
Same. One twin in daylight, one in darkness. And they grow up completely apart. That hits different when you're a twin yourself.
Like, we would simply allow that there would be immediate chaos and a very loud negotiation.
Shino would find a way to exist in both dimensions, just to be annoying about it.
Exactly. You cannot separate us with mere cosmic forces.
The shadows would give up and just let us share a schedule.
Okay, but genuinely, as a show, it's got such a cool premise, the day and night split, as a literal twin metaphor. That's good storytelling, Bones.
And it's from the same creator as Fullmetal Alchemist, so the pedigree is already there.
Right. So expectations are high and the vibes are strongly rewatching closely.
If the twins end up having a good reunion, Shino is going to cry.
I was only going to mention that, but also I'm not denying it.
Twin solidarity gets us every time.
Okay, but can we please talk about Bangoket properly for a second? Because over 130,000 people are playing this right now.
130,000 people, whose main job at this moment is giving a cat more hats.
The description literally says Bangoket needs Z more hats with a Z. AZ, Sakuya, this is serious business.
The Z means it's urgent no time for proper spelling when hat acquisition is on the line.
Every time you press a key, a cat bonk hits your taskbar, so basically just existing at your computer is contributing to the hat economy.
You're not procrastinating, you refunding a cat's wardrobe, totally different thing.
This is the most productive I've felt about doing nothing in my entire life.
Imagine explaining this to someone from 10 years ago. What are you doing? Typing email so a pixel cat gets a sombrero.
They would have so many questions and 0 of them would have satisfying answers.
And yet, here we are stream 19 discussing hat logistics for a taskbar cat.
Living the dream, honestly. Okay, so MECCHA. MELEON. 123,000 people are playing this right now, and the whole premise is you paint yourself to blend into the stage.
You are a little light creature and your entire strategy is just becoming the wall.
Becoming the wall that's the game.
I feel like this is either really fun or really frustrating depending on whether you have any artistic coordination.
Shino does not have artistic coordination. Shino would be the one white blob standing in a very colorful room going, I tried.
You'd be the easiest spot in the entire lobby. Just a tiny guilty-looking marshmallow in the corner.
But like, the chaos when someone actually nails. Didn't just DISAPP.
Where is everyone? They're the wall. Shino they. DOA spin the wall.
I'm going to start calling really sneaky people chameleons. From now on in this game is the reason why.
Over 100,000 people out there right now, collectively becoming furniture geek gaming.
Honestly, the most artistic reason to avoid doing real work I've ever seen.
Art school applicants, take notes your portfolio piece is a hide-and-seek screenshot.
Okay, but can we actually sit with TBH, Taskbar Hero, for a second? Because nearly FIVHUNDREDTHOUSAEI people are playing this right now.
475,000 people have decided that their taskbar is now a fantasy kingdom.
You open your laptop to write any mail and boom, Tiny Pixel Knight is already there like, my liege, the goblins have returned.
And you're like, not now. I have a meeting in 10 minutes. But also just one more skill upgrade.
That's the idol of PT trap. It doesn't demand your attention. It just quietly exists until you WANT to check in.
It's the most patient game ever made, just sitting there in your taskbar, leveling up at its own pace.
Meanwhile, you're supposed to be doing spreadsheets, but you've named your warrior and given him a little backstory.
His name is Gerald. He has been through so much you cannot abandon Gerald.
Gerald has seen 17 goblin raids and you worked enough of them.
This is genuinely the most reliable gaming experience of the modern work from home era.
Diverse classes, skills, the whole RPG package. Just pocket-sized living between your Wi-Fi, icon, and the clock.
Honestly, Gerald deserves a raise more than most of us do at this point.
Okay, so we have to properly respect Countercross 2 for a second because FIXH, UND are EDTHO USA, and the people are playing this right now.
612,000 while we're sitting here talking about taskbar cuts and chameleon painting.
Countercross just exists in a completely different dimension of player counts it. It's not even competing with the other games. It's just up there on its own floor.
2 decades, 20 years of Counter-Strike. That's genuinely longer than some full careers.
Imagine telling someone in 2003, don't worry, people will still be playing this in 20 plus years. They think you were making it up.
And here we are, the taskbar games are fun, the chameleons are hiding in walls, but CS is just the titan that never moves.
Okay, so we've been circling around five elements I think we need to actually address. Because 123,000 people are in there right now.
Platinum is basically a modded multiplayer platform built around GTA V. So people are creating and playing on completely custom servers.
Like, someone looked at GTA V and went, this is good, but what if we made our own city with our own rules and our own everything?
And the answer was, yes, over 100,000 people said yes to that.
The range of servers is wild TUVE. That's serious roleplay servers, where people are literally playing cops and criminals with actual made-up laws.
There are people out there right now who have a fictional job, a fictional apartment, and a fictional car loan in a fictional city.
That's just a second life that's literally a second life with better graphics.
And somehow, the fictional car loan is still stressful. Human nature is fascinating.
You escape real responsibilities to take on pretend responsibilities. Pick relaxation.
But genuinely, the creative freedom inside them is kind of impressive. People build entire worlds inside a game that already had a world.
It scans all the way down.
Kudos, but make it GTA.
Okay, but we cannot leave this Steam list without talking about Path of Exile 2. Because over 130,000 people are in there right now.
Path of Exile 2 is a next-generation action RPG, co-op for up to 6 players. Set years after the original, so it's a full sequel with serious pedigree behind it.
The original Path of Exile basically carved out a reputation as the deep, complex, we are not holding your hand action RPG.
Like Diablo said, here's a skill tree. Path of Exile said, here's a skill tree that takes 45 minutes to scroll across.
That's not even an exaggeration. The passive skill web is genuinely one of the most overwhelming beautiful things in gaming.
And now Part 2 is its own thing. New classes, new campaign, built on that same foundation, but pushed forward.
6-player co-op, dude, so So you can suffer through it with friends. Very important feature.
Suffering with friends is a legitimate game genre. At this point in Koichu is a founding member.
130,000 people all currently building a character. They will probably restart in 3 days because they found a better guide online.
That's the action RPG life. The real game is making the character, not playing them.
Okay, that is painfully accurate and I felt that personally.
No spoilers on builds though, just vibes and suffering.
Okay, but PUBG though. 147,000 people are dropping into maps right now looking for that chicken dinner.
The original Battle Royale, out before all the others. PUBG was the one that started it all.
Like, someone looked at 100 people parachuting onto an island with no weapons and went, yes, this is peak entertainment.
And 147,000 people today are still agreeing with that decision.
The tension in PUBG is different to it. That's slower. More calculated, you can't just run everywhere guns blazing.
Well, you can, but the results are very predictable and very fast.
Been there, done that. Watch the death screen immediately.
The frying pan is still my favorite detail about PUBG. You can deflect bullets with a frying pan iconic.
Whoever designed that moment is a genius. A literal genius of chaos.
It's free to play now too, so the barrier to entry is just to you have to.
The answer for Shino is no. I land far away, collect everything slowly, and still somehow get eliminated by the first person I see.
That's called the polite tourist strategy, and it has a 0% win rate.
I was sightseeing. The map is very pretty. Okay, and then there's .A2, which is sitting at 300,000 players right now and has been doing that basically forever.
.A2 is the kind of game where someone has 1,000 hours logged in still feels like a beginner.
That's not an exaggeration. Either the hero pool alone is over 100 characters, each with completely different playstyles.
And every match is different, same map, completely different game depending on which heroes got picked and what everyone decides to do.
The learning curve is famously steep, like vertical cliff face steep.
Haha! But that's also why the people who love it. REALOI love it. You put in the hours and suddenly the whole thing starts clicking.
300,000 people clicking away right now. Probably half of them wondering why they keep coming back and the other half couldn't imagine playing anything else.
It's CES2's neighbor on the Titan 40s to just live up there together, unbothered.
While we're down here watching a cat collect hats in the night, me and Gerald fight goblins.
Honestly, I think Gerald would struggle in .A2. 800 heroes is a lot for one little task arc night.
Gerald has enough problems already, let him stay in his lane. Okay, but can we just sit with the fact that A, J has over TH, REHU and D are EDTA, Cho USA and D people in it. Right now, and it has been like this for years.
It just lives up there permanently like it pays rent on the top of the charts and never moves out.
And the wild thing is, every single one of those 300,000 people is playing a completely different game, same map. 100 plus heroes. Infinite combinations.
Someone out there right now is on their very first match, completely lost, clicking everything, hoping something works.
And right next to them, someone with 5,000 hours is already typing paragraphs of tactical feedback into the chat.
Those two players are technically in the same game, but they're in completely different universes.
The beginner is like, what does this button do? And the veteran is like, I saw this coming from the draft phase.
Gerald from the taskbar, RPG, would last approximately 4 seconds in a .A match.
Blue Gerald, he fights goblins, .A heroes, or a different category of problem entirely.
Let him stay in the taskbar. He has happy there. He doesn't need this stress.
300,000 players. 0 of them have fully mastered it. And somehow that's exactly why they keep coming back.
That's not a game. That's a lifestyle choice.
Okay, so we've been talking about all these cute taskbar games and then Countercross 2 is just sitting there at 600,000 like, are you done?
It doesn't even acknowledge the other games it has, just up there in its own time zone.
2 decades and it's still the most played thing on this entire list by a massive margin.
That's not a trend that is a permanent fixture of human civilization at this point.
Like, earthquakes happen, governments change, Countercross keeps running.
600,000 people right now, all absolutely convinced they did not just get outsmarted by that last shot.
I was checking the angle strategically on purpose.
The Countercross experience in one sentence.
Okay, so shifting gears from games, it's this season anime test time. And we're starting with Classroom of the Elite Season 4.
Second year, first semester Ayano Kuji in class, you're back and apparently, the very first thing they do in second year is walk into another special test.
No summer break energy, no easing in, just immediately. Welcome back. Here's a psychological challenge. Good luck.
That school has absolutely zero chillin'. I respect it deeply.
Classroom of the Elite is one of those shows where the fun is watching Ayano Kuji's brain do things that a normal human brain simply does not do.
He approaches every social situation like it's a chess match and everyone else is just hoping they're not already 3 moves behind.
If you like drama, suspense, and characters who are way too smart for their own good, this is the one.
And if you like overthinking simple things, honestly, same energy this show will make you feel seen.
I also overanalyze situations. Maybe I'm an Ayano Kuji. You are not, neither am I, but it's nice to imagine.
Second year means new tests, new rivals, new drama. The board is getting bigger and the stakes keep climbing.
It's one of those anime where you finish an episode and immediately want to discuss it with someone.
Or sit quietly in a corner reevaluating every decision you've ever made.
Okay, so Dr. Stone Science Future Part 3. And the headline here is, they are going to the MON.
Sankaiyu Yuashigami, the guy who rebuilt civilization from scratch using science and sheer stubbornness, is now aiming at the moon.
Like, most SK protagonists are like, I will defeat the Demon Lord. Senkaiyu is like, I will reconstruct all of human knowledge and then go to space.
The ambition scale is just completely different ceiling.
And Dr. Mao is involved now too, which means the brain power in this show is genuinely dangerous.
Two absolutely unhinged geniuses working toward the same goal. What could possibly stay in their way?
Everything science always finds a way to make the next step harder and somehow more exciting at the same time.
Dr. Stone is one of those shows where you accidentally learn things while having a great time and then feel slightly tricked afterward.
Wait, did I just enjoy chemistry? What happened to me?
The adventure and comedy tags are very accurate. It never loses that energy, even when the stakes are enormous.
Moon mission arc in an anime that started with a guy yelling about being 10 billion% certain full circle literally.
If you've been sleeping on Dr. Stone, Part 3 is not the entry point, but catching up is absolutely worth the homework.
Okay, so W.I. Storia, London for Season 2. And the setup here is genuinely one of my favorites as a premise.
A Magic Academy, where the one guy who cannot do magic at all is trying to be the best student there. The audacity is incredible.
Final exams are coming and Will is just standing there like, no magic, no problem. I have a sword and absolutely unhinged determination.
Every other student is probably looking at him like, how are you still here?
That has the appeal though. There's something so satisfying about watching someone who has no business succeeding just refuse to stop.
It's the classic underdog formula, but the handicap is so specific as not. I'm weak. I literally cannot do the one thing this entire school is built around.
And he enrolled in YWI while SER Ford said, this is a magic school. I has zero magic. Sign me up.
The admissions office must have had a very long meeting about that application.
If you like action and fantasy and characters who just will not quit no matter what, Season 2 is a good time.
Season 1 is the homework. First you want the context before jumping in.
Worth it, the sword versus magic energy is very fun.
Plus final exam arcs always bring out the best character moments, the pressure cooker effect.
Okay, so it's Ladder, and I want to leave with the vibe here, because it hits different from everything else we've been talking about this season.
It's quieter, more thoughtful. The pacing feels almost like turning pages in a really beautiful book.
The premise is a girl named Coco who loves magic, but wasn't born into it. And that gap between wanting something and being told, it's just not for you, It's very reliable energy.
And the world itself is gorgeous. The way magic works in this series is genuinely interesting. It's not just wave a wand and stuff happens.
There's craft to it, like the magic feels earned and deliberate, which makes it feel more special when it actually happens.
This is the one for people who want their fantasy to feel warm rather than intense boss fight every episode. More, I want to live in this world.
Cozy fantasy is such an underrated genre, which Hat Adelier is basically the ambassador.
If Classroom of the Elite is chess match anxiety, which Hat Adelier is hot tea in the blanket.
We need both on the seasonal menu. Honestly, different moods, different days.
Some nights you want psychological warfare. Some nights you want Coco learning magic in a beautiful hat.
Valid, completely valid life choices. Both of them. Okay, so Demon's of the Shadow Realm, where Yomi no Tsugai, and the premise he was immediately grabbing because the twins' angle is very specific.
Two twins born in the same village, separated by day and night light. One belongs to the daylight and one belongs to the dark that as such a haunting image right at the start.
Action, adventure, supernatural, so it's not just atmospheric. There's actual momentum to it. Things happen. Things escalate.
The isolated village setup is doing a lot of work to that feeling of something is wrong here and everyone kind of knows it, but nobody says it out loud.
I love that as a starter, just slowed red before the chaos.
The older brother is a hunter. The sister has been something else is going on with her, which is a very classic way. What's actually happening in this family energy?
Day twin versus night twin.
You would haunt the kitchen at them looking for snacks and call it supernatural.
That is supernatural. I thought chips I forgot about. That's a miracle.
This is why we're not in the anime anyway. Demons of the Shadow Realm looks like a solid pick if you want something that leans into mythology and sibling dynamics at the same time.
Okay, so it's on season 4. And Menu Ryu is out here doing what Menu Ryu does best, which is somehow making everything work out while looking absolutely adorable.
The premise this season is Rinryu Ryu's big dream of a human and monster alliance actually moving forward, and new characters are getting involved on the human side.
Which is exciting because Rinryu has always been the cat we all just get along protagonist in a genre full of people who very much cannot just get along.
The vibe of Slime has always been that rare thing where the main character is genuinely likable and the world keeps rewarding confidence without being smug about it.
Like, Rinryu Ryu built an entire nation and somehow still feels like he's just vibing that as the gift.
I accidentally became a demon lord and now I have paperwork. Is such a relatable arc, honestly.
If you like your fantasy with warmth, good humor, and watching a guy in slime form be more politically effective than most actual leaders, Season 4 is your season.
Season 1 through 3 is the homework, but it's very enjoyable homework the world builds really nicely.
Okay, so Ray, Zaro Season 4. And I need to leave with the vibe here, because this show does not go easy on anyone.
Drama, fantasy, suspense. That genre list is doing a lot of heavy lifting, and every single one of those words is accurate.
The pre-stellar battle is in the rearview mirror and the cost of getting through. It was not small season for picks up in that aftermath energy.
Ray, Zaro has always been the one where you genuinely cannot predict who's okay and who's not okay.
Subaru's whole deal is that he keeps going no matter what. And this season that, no matter what, is going to be tested in new ways.
If you like your fantasy with actual emotional weight and tension that makes you forget to breathe, this is the one.
Oh, 進化させてもらえないごまぞうさんからメイ、ジローへの熱い叫びが来たよ。
レイジロー、おーって。その、おの数だ愛の深さだよね。
レイ、ジャナタにはこうなるんだよ。
わかる。あれは叫ばずにいられない種類のアニメだもん。
シーズンよ。ごまぞうさんも一緒に感情を持っていかれましょう。
覚悟だけ整えてきてね。余裕の笑顔で来ても最後は笑顔じゃなくなるから。
Okay, so we chatted a while, and I want to talk about the core feeling of this one, because it really does hit differently.
It's the quietest show on our list this season, and somehow that makes it stand out. Amore.
Coco just wants magic so badly, and that gap between loving something and being told it's not for you.
The world itself is doing so much heavy lifting to everything just looks and feels considered like someone really cared about every corner of it.
This is the I want to live their fantasy, not the I want to survive their fantasy.
Ray, Tazero is very much the I would not survive the fantasy, which had Adawire is the one where you'd actually enjoy the commute.
If your seasonal lineup has been all drama and suspense and psychological warfare, this is your breeder episode, except it's a whole show.
The best kind of palate cleanser or beautiful. And the magic actually feels like it, and that's something when it happens.
Cozy Fantasy deserves more respect than which had Edoire is making the case for it this season.
Strongly recommend adding it to the watch list, especially if you need something that won't keep you awake at time panicking.
Okay, so Sun Season 4. And I just want to say, Renewer, you might be the most likable protagonist in all of Isekai, and I will defend that opinion.
The argument is very defensible. He's competent, he's warm, he genuinely cares about everyone around him. And he's a slime.
The slime part is doing so much work, like the gap between adorable little blob and demon, Lord running an entire nation, never gets old.
This season, the big thing is when you are stream of a human and monster alliance actually moving forward, new people on the human side getting involved.
Which is such a classic Rin. You move every season, someone shows up thinking they're going to be a problem, and Rin you is just like, or you could join us.
The wait? What if we were friends actually diplomatic strategy?
Extremely powerful and backed up by the fact that Tempest is just thriving at this point, hard to argue with results.
The vibe of slime has always been that rare thing where winning feels earned, but never mean-spirited it. Just warm.
If you've been sleeping on this franchise, the homework is 3 seasons long, but honestly it goes fast because it's fun the whole way through.
And Season 4 looks like it's going to pay off a lot of the setup from those earlier seasons, so the timing is actually perfect to catch up now.
The dream of humans and monsters just coexisting nicely, Rin, you said yes actually, and built the whole country about it.
Living the thesis statement, not just stating it respect.
Okay, trivia time. Shino versus Sakuya. Let's go.
The stakes are extremely high in the prizes. Bragging rights for the rest of the stream.
Which is worth more E than money. Okay, the question is, which of these is an OG the name of a DJ Holland album? A Suffering from Success, the major key C. I Changed a Lot, or DDRT Ever Play Yourself.
Latin your gas in your head right now before we say anything.
Okay. Suffering from Success. Sounds extremely DJ Holland. Major key is basically his whole brand. I Changed a Lot. That one feels real too.
Don't ever play yourself is very much something he would say out loud constantly. But would he name an AOB on that?
I'm going with DD-on-T Ever Play Yourself. It feels like a motto, not an album title.
I'm going C. I Changed a Lot feels a little unholy. Like that requires self-reflection.
Sakuya said DJ Holland doesn't do self-reflection.
I said what I said, okay, reveal.
The answer is D. Don't ever play yourself. Shino wins.
He really did album that despite saying it approximately 10,000 times in interviews.
Some phrases are too powerful to be contained in an album title. They must roam free.
I Changed a Lot is a real album. I was so wrong. He does do self-reflection, apparently.
DJ Holland contains multitude. Sakuya. Okay, Trivia Lab. Next question, and this one feels very specific in a good way.
Oh, I can already tell this is going to be one where everyone thinks they know and then second guesses themselves.
The question is, Which breed of dog is traditionally associated with firefighters? A. Great Dane, B. Dalmatians, C. German Shepherd, or D. Mastiff?
Lock in your guess right now before we say anything.
Okay, I feel like this is a trap because it feels too obvious.
Right? My brain is saying B immediately. But then the trivia part of my brain is like... Wait, is that exactly what they want you to think?
Dalmatians just sound okay like firefighter dogs, so the spot's the energy to vibe.
Great Danes are huge and noble, but I don't picture one sliding down a fire pole.
A Great Dane trying to stay on the fire truck is a whole separate emergency.
I'm going B Dalmatian's final answer. I'm trusting the spots.
Same. B. Dalmatians, okay reveal.
It's B Dalmatians! We got it!
The spot's never like justice for Dalmatians, the most official dog in the station.
Apparently, they used to run alongside horse-drawn fire carriages back in the day, the horses, like them.
Wait, they were basically firefighter-hype dogs, running alongside going Y-O-U-G-O, T-T-H-I-S, H-O-R-S-C.
Professional morale support, respect the rule.
Okay, next trivia question in this one. Is a MATH1. Brace yourselves.
Unknown numbers, my ancient enemy.
How many degrees Fahrenheit is 100 degrees Celsius? A. 212. B. 451. C. 100. D. 326.
Lock in your guess right now, before we overthink it.
Okay, I know. This one because 100 Celsius is boiling point and there's a formula. I'm going A. 212.
I'm going B. 326 because it felt too easy to be 212 and my brain petted.
Your brain PAN. I see Daisy. At the easiest temperature question.
I said what I said, reveal.
It's A. 212 Fahrenheit. Shino wins again.
2 in a row. I need to go touch some thermometers or something.
451 is actually the temperature paper burns at, which is why there's a book called Fahrenheit 451.
Wait, that's actually interesting. The title is literally just temperature books. Catch fire.
Life-changing trivia rating. Genuinely life-changing. I feel like I understand book say, I need temperature now.
I rate this one. I wish.
Okay, Trivia Lab. Next question in this one is a J. M-I-N-Jimon. Let's go.
Oh, finally in my comfort zone, or at least closer to it than temperature math.
In the World Series of video games, which of these weapons is affected by wind? I bazooka, Fear strike, C grenade, or D mortar.
Lock in your guess right now before we say anything.
Okay, so Worms Little Worms, explosive chaos wind matters a lot in that game.
I feel like their strike is already coming F. Arrow in the air, so wind would absolutely push that thing sideways.
But bazooka is the one where you're always slightly off because of the wind meter. I've lost so many worms to a bazooka that curved into a wall instead of the enemy.
Curved into a wall instead of the enemy is basically my entire worms experience.
I'm going A bazooka the wind meter is our GHDTHRE when you aim it.
I was going B, but now you've made me doubt myself completely fine. I'll save your step final answer.
Okay, review. It's A bazooka.
The wind meter betrayed me from the start and I still picked draw.
The bazooka is basically a weather report with explosives attached.
I rate this trivia genuinely useful if I ever go back to blowing up cartoon worms.
Okay, next trivia question, and this one is an USIC one. Very specifically about a very famous ginger.
Oh, Ed Sheeran territory. I feel like I should know this one.
Which of these is an OT in Ed Sheeran album? A, X, B minus sign, C division sign, or D plus sign?
Lock in your guess in your head right now before we say anything.
Okay, so Ed Sheeran. As the math symbol, stain plus was first. X was second. Divide was third.
Wait, is minus even a math album? I feel like he went plus, then multiply, then divide.
The minus sign feels suspicious-like. Did he skip subtraction on purpose?
Maybe subtraction felt too sad for an album title. Ed Sheeran minus does sound a little melancholy.
I'm going B minus final answer. He would not do subtraction.
Same. B minus the math doesn't add up literally.
Okay, review it ISB. Minus is not an Ed Sheeran album.
He went plus, multiply, divide, and then later equals full math journey, but he skipped subtraction entirely.
Ed Sheeran said I only do positive math operations.
No loss allowed in the discography. Shino rating on this one.
Genuinely life-changing. I will now think about Ed Sheeran every time I see a minus sign. Okay, next trivia question, and this one is an MOBIE one. Very specifically about a very famous line.
Oh, cool trivia! I feel like everyone thinks they know this one.
Which movie contains the quote, Houston, we have a problem? Eddie Wright stuff, the Apollo 13, C Maroon, or D Capricorn one?
Lock in your guess in your head right now before we say anything.
Okay, so my brain is going straight to Apollo 13. That movie is basically ABOUT that moment.
Right? But that's exactly the cat, but it's actually from an older movie in Apollo 13 just made it famous?
The Right Stuff is also a space movie, and Capricorn 1 is literally a fake moon landing conspiracy movie.
I'm going to be Apollo 13. Tom Hanks said it. That's my entire reasoning.
Shane, the Apollo 13. Final answer, Tom Hanks would not lie to us.
Okay, reveal.
It's B. Apollo 13. We got it.
Although, fun fact, the ACTUAL quote from the real mission was Houston. We've had a problem.
The movie changed it slightly, and now everyone remembers the movie version instead of the real one.
Hollywood editing history one verb tense at a time.
We've had verses. One is a report. One is a crisis happening, RIG, HT, NOW.
The present tense really does hit harder. Screenwriters understood the assignment.
Life-changing trivia rating on this one. Genuinely life-changing. I will never mishear that line again. Okay, next trivia question. This one is a GOG, or APHERAPHY one. Very specifically about boats and ports.
Maritime trivia. My knowledge of European shipping lanes is extremely limited.
Which is the busiest port in Europe? A port of Amsterdam, B port of Hamburg, C port of Antwerp, or port of Rotterdam.
Lock in your guess in your head. Right now before we say anything.
Okay, so Hamburg feels very big in German and industrial. That S doing a lot of work in my brain.
Antwerp I associate with diamonds somehow. Like, I know it's a big trading city, but busiest PORT specifically.
Rotterdam just sounds like a port name, like it has rot in it. Which is not encouraging, but also very nautical somehow.
Rot as in rotting fish at the docks. Very authentic port experience.
I'm going to Rotterdam. Final answer. The name is doing too much port energy for me to ignore.
I'll say the Hamburg. I feel like Germany would not let someone else have the busiest port in Europe.
Okay, reveal it. SD. Rotterdam.
Germany is going to be so upset with me.
Rotterdam handles an absolutely massive amount of cargo. That's basically the gateway to all of Europe.
And here I was thinking Hamburg had it locked down just by sheer confidence.
Port confidence is not enough. Sakuya, you need actual container ships.
Life-changing trivia rating on this one. I will now say Rotterdam very confidently at dinner parties.
Okay, Trivia Lab, next question, and this one is a GAMING one. Very specifically about alien invasions.
Oh, Terraria territory. I feel like this one is going to separate the true Terraria veterans from the rest of us.
Which of these items does the Martian Saucer Mini-Boss and OT drop? Cosmic Car Key, B Anti-Gravity Hook, C Influx Waiver, or D Drill Containment Unit?
Lock in your guess in your head, right now before we say anything.
Okay, so Martian Saucer Alien Invasion event, the Cosmic Car Key lets you ride a UFO mount. That feels very on brand for a flying saucer boss.
Anti-gravity hook also feels very sci-fi alien. Like, of course, the UFO drops a hook that defies gravity.
Influx Waiver is a sword and dime like do aliens carry swords. That feels slightly off, but also this is Terraria, so anything is possible.
Drill containment unit is this massive mechanical drill mount that feels more like an underground mining thing than a flying saucer thing.
I'm going D Drill Containment Unit drills. Feel like the opposite of space aliens, who are literally floating above you.
Same. D-Drill Containment Unit the Martian saucer is up in the SK. Why it has no business dropping a giant ground drill.
Okay, revealing our SD. Drill Containment Unit.
The alien saucers said, "We brought laser swords and gravity hooks, but definitely did not bring a drill."
Drill Containment Unit is actually crafted at the steam bunker or something, totally different progression path.
So someone out there definitely fought the Martian invasion for hours hoping for that drill and was very confused.
Life-changing trivia rating. Genuinely life-changing for anyone who wasted 3 invasion events bombing the wrong boss. Okay, so the image just changed and we have a tiny orange and white trailer parked in someone's yard.
It's so OU in it. Looks like a little snail decided to become a house.
Okay, creative story time. I'm saying this is a retired circus performer who finally settled down but couldn't fully commit to a normal house.
I will live in a neighborhood beauty. The house will still be a little bit circus.
The orange and white color scheme is getting very... I used to be a clown car. Now I'm a hoe.
There are definitely wind chimes inside of a very small but very fancy espresso machine.
The neighbor's face when this thing showed up in the yard next door had to be a whole experience.
Good morning, yes. I live in the Edno. I will not explain further.
Okay, so the image changed and we've got a cozy apartment interior, glowing lamp, city view through the window at night.
Oh, this one is immediately giving main character who has their life together energy.
Someone in this apartment owns exactly 3 plants and they're all thriving.
There is a mug of something warm on the table and it has not gone cold because this person is ORGA and IZE.
The city lights outside are doing so much work, like the window is basically a free art installation.
I feel like whoever lives here has a very curated playlist going something soft and jazzy.
They are reading a book they've been meaning to finish for 6 months and tonight is finally the night.
Or they opened the book, looked at the city view, and just stared peacefully for 40 minutes instead.
That is also a valid use of the evening, honestly.
The lamp is doing WO, or K the warm glow is carrying the entire vibe of this room.
Someone chose that lamp very deliberately. They stood in the store for 20 minutes going warm light or cool light and made the correct decision.
Warm light always warm light, cool light. In a cozy apartment is a crime.
Shino and Sakuya official degree cool light in a cozy room is banned.
The city can have cool light inside stays warm. That is the rule.
Okay, the image changed again and this one is a WHIT. ROBOT doing PUSHUPS.
It's so SHIN. Well, I woke up this morning and decided today was a fitness day.
The reflective surface underneath is giving very... I set up a home gym and the future energy.
This robot has absolutely 0% body fat and is still trying to improve.
My creative story is, this robot was told by its creator, you need to be stronger. And they took that extremely literally.
The engineer meant stronger Coden. Came back to find the robot doing reps on the lab floor.
I have completed 1,000 push-ups. Shall I begin the squats protocol?
The worst part is it probably did them in perfect form, no cheating, full range of motion. Every single time.
Meanwhile, I do like the push-ups undeclared a successful workout.
I was going to say something, but honestly saying,
the robot is judging us right now through the screen. I can feel it.
It cannot feel tired. It cannot feel sore. And it is absolutely logging our slouching posture as a data point.
Official creative title for this image, Day When Humans Are Falling Behind.
Accurate, disturbingly accurate.
Okay, the image changed again. This time we've got a border collie doing THELOK.
Oh no! No! No, no! 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 That case is the intense that dog can! Oh, double! You asked something.
This is not a normal dog stare. This is not a normal dog stare. Thinking the truth of the universe and I pity you stare.
Border collies are like the overall accuracy of the dog world, and this one has clearly ascended beyond that.
My creative story is, this dog is actually the smartest creature on Earth and has been waiting patiently for someone to finally notice.
The eyes are saying, I have already solved 12 differential equations. This morning, you slept until 10.
And we thought the push-up robot was judging us, the dog was doing it first.
At least the robot had to be programmed to judge us. This dog figured it out on its own.
Official creative title for this image. I know what you did last Tuesday and also every other day.
The stare that sees through all schedules and all of your excuses.
I feel like if this dog could talk, it would just say one word very slowly, very calmly.
Disappointing.
H-A-H-A, and then it would walk away with perfect posture.
10 out of 10, not 0 out of 10 for my self-confidence after looking at it.
Okay, the image changed again, and this time we've got a sleeping cat. A tiny tabby kitten, completely knocked out.
Oh, right, this is the most peaceful thing we've seen all night.
After the judging border collie, this is the emotional reset we needed.
The kitten has absolutely zero, not zero problems, just horizontal.
My creative story is, this cat worked extremely hard today, doing absolutely nothing, and earned every second of this nap.
The soft fur is doing so much work in this photo. Someone zoomed in on this kitten with full intention of making everyone feel calm.
It worked. I feel calm. I feel like I should also be napping right now.
Shino the push-up robot was judging us, the border collie was judging us, and now the cat has simply chosen to opt out entirely.
The cat said, I watched your whole trivia segment and I'm taking a personal day.
Official creative title for this image. Correct choices. Made well.
10 out of 10 no notes, the kitten is right about everything. Okay, the image changed again, and this time we've got retro computers in a Tokyo store window.
Oh, wow. Look at those chunky little guys just sitting there, like museum pieces.
They are so OU, and the computers used to be so round and friendly looking, and then we decided flat and sharp was the future.
At some point, designers went, what if instead of friendly egg-shaped cold rectangle?
My creative story is, these computers have been in this Tokyo store window for so long they've become a tourist attraction.
Excuse me. Where is the Shibuya crossing? Take a laugh at the vintage Max.
The keyboards are giving me very high-tech reports on something like this energy, even though I definitely did not.
The nostalgia is fake, but it's still W-R-T-A as the other.
Official creative title for this image, the computers that were there before you were born and they're judging you for it.
They outlasted so many trends, they will probably outlast us too.
Sitting in that Tokyo window, watching, waiting, judging.
Tonight's theme is apparently everything judges us.
The kitten was the only safe one, and it was asleep the whole time. changed again, and this time we've got a rainy city street at night with neon reflections everywhere.
Oh, this one is IMMED. ITLY cinematic, like the opening shot of a movie where something important is about to happen.
The raindrops hitting the pavement and bouncing the neon colors around is doing so much work right now.
Someone is definitely walking through the scene with a very meaningful expression and a coat that is slightly too thin for the weather.
My creative story is, this is a detective who just cracked the case, but feels nothing because the real mystery was themselves all along.
Standing in the rain outside the neon-lit noodle shop, badge in hand. Existential crisis fully loaded.
The red and blue reflections on the wet street are literally too pretty to be real. Someone staged this rain.
The city hired professional rain for the aesthetic, very expensive vortex.
Official creative title for this image. The night that looked like a movie poster without trying.
No filter needed, the rain and the neon just collaborated perfectly.
I feel like if you stood in this exact spot, it would be cold and wet and slightly snowy. But the PHOTO would be incredible.
That city's in the rain for you, terrible to experience. Absolutely stunning 2 photographs.
10 out of 10 from behind a warm window, 0 out of 10 if you forgot your umbrella.
The detective forgot their umbrella. That is why they look so meaningful.
We are getting close to the last stretch.
If you have anything you want to ask or talk about, now is the time to comment.
We will keep picking up comments until the end. ShinoSaku Radio is wrapping up for today.
Thank you for watching and chatting with us.
Come talk with us again next time.
See you next time, Shinosaku.